Good evening. It's been a long, hot summer for a lot of members of Congress who might have just thought they were coming home for a mostly relaxing month-long break. Instead, a lot of them have been forced to work hard and talk fast as town meetings in their districts designed to get in touch with their constituents have instead become rough outings. Yesterday, the president waded in a town meeting of his own, and while there were no flared tempers at that particular event, the White House is hoping to temper the talk out there and get a health care reform deal done. We begin tonight with White House correspondent Savannah Guthrie. Savannah, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. As you said, aides here are hoping that the tide has turned from an angry debate about health care to just a debate about health care. But in some spots today, emotions were still running high.
These are all goals.
From the cordial,
the thing that concerns me the most as a physician,
to the combative.
And your cohorts up there on Capitol Hill, how are you going to look at my children?
The front lines of the health care debate, town halls, ran the gamut today.
What are you going to do about it?
After the president's relatively quiet event in New Hampshire yesterday.
Thank you, sir. I love you back.
Today, the White House suggested the media was fanning the flames, playing and replaying the most dramatic moments from town halls, perhaps even let down that the president's event lacked the same drama.
I'm sensing your disappointment that he didn't get yelled at. I doubt we're seeing a representative sample of any series of town hall meetings, despite the food fight on cable every day.
But in something of a shift, Democrats toned down criticism of protesters as extremists on the fringe.
Hey!
One Democratic senator whose town hall erupted yesterday, this morning on Today, praised the experience as democracy in action.
It was terrific. I was proud of the people that showed up. And I don't take that personally.
Some White House aides think the president's measured rebuttal
Now, come on, guys.
may have turned the tide. But others say until the president gets more specific, the anger and anxiety will continue.
I think the president has been too general. He has laid out principles of health care reform, but he has not really gotten into the trenches on specific provisions.
As for one of the most persistent criticisms, that voluntary end-of-life counseling in one of the proposals would lead to the government making life-or-death decisions for the elderly. At a town hall today in Iowa, influential Republican Senator Charles Grassley may have added to the controversy.
And there's some fear because in the House bill, there's counseling for end-of-life. From that standpoint, you have every right to fear. You shouldn't have counseling at the end of life. You ought to have counseling 20 years before you're going to die.
Actually, Senator Grassley is one of the few Republicans working with the administration on health care. As for town halls, the president has two more this week, one in Colorado, one in Montana. Brian?
Savannah Guthrie at the White House to start us off tonight. Thanks.